you can sort of jump in the middle of the virtual bar if you feel like there's a good opportunity, or you can do this once we finish that part. But we always have a couple options. So this we let students know is beer, like keg beer. We always have some kind of alcohol. We have like big fifths and stuff, or these big jug, but they're heavy to carry, so I just like grab this little Grey Goose. And then we always have a wine bottle as well, and we try to make sure there's caps just because, you know, mess. So we also will have red Solo cups. We have a variety of options that they can pour their drink into. All right, and then we always have shot glasses and measuring cups because we're gonna teach them visually what to pour. Okay, so this is how this is gonna go. All right, so Michaela, if you were gonna go out and you were drinking and you were gonna make yourself a drink, what would you feel like drinking? Would you want beer? Would you want wine? Would you want to make a mixed drink?
Probably mixed drink.
Okay.
Great.
All right, so, and then you have a couple different options here. What do you want to drink out of?
The Gatorade.
All right, so you're going to take that to go. So why don't you just pour how much you would typically pour if you were going to make yourself a drink? It's fancy. Yeah, it's fancy. I know. You should, sometimes we have funnels. We should make sure we do, just in case. Okay. All right, so that's how much you would pour in. All right, and so over the course of a typical night going out, like how many of those do you think you would drink?
Maybe like 2.
Okay, so maybe like 2. Got it. All right, so the thing is, a lot of students, when they make a drink, especially with booze, when they're having a mixed drink, they'll say, okay, I'm just gonna have 2 drinks tonight, right? But so the thing to remember is this might actually be more than 2 drinks. So let's find out. So we know that 80 proof liquor, like 1.5 ounces, so right to the top of this sweet, that's why these stickers are on here. You don't wanna fill it all the way to the top. We measured it, it's right there. There's also like red nail polish in there, it's like the official line. Okay. So what we're going to do is pour this out so we can just see how many drinks are in here. So there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. And just a little extra. Okay. So if you thought, you know, I'm having 2 drinks tonight, more like 8. Does that surprise you?
Yes.
A little bit. Okay, just something to keep in mind, because if students, you know, are going out, or if you've got something you need to get done the next day, setting limits is a great way to sort of stay safe and have fun. So sort of being aware of what you're pouring, good strategy. Awesome. Okay, thank you. Have a seat. All right. Anybody else want to do we have any wine drinkers? Come on up here. Never make eye contact. Don't you know that? So if you have no one who's volunteering, you just make eye contact and like they start to get uncomfortable and like, okay.
You're so fancy.
Yeah, right? Okay. So I wouldn't tell them this, but just so you know, there is research that suggests, like with human behavior, if there's a larger glass or a larger plate, we tend to fill it up. So if you will eat more if you have larger plates, and you will drink more. Most wine glasses are huge, in case you haven't noticed. Okay,
So I
Pour
work at a
yourself-
restaurant, and I know like the eyeball, but like if I was home,
right.
so much pressure.
There's no pressure, no judgment zone. And again, we sort of let students know, like, and it's just student to student.
I'll do a little more. Why not?
Okay,
That's good.
all right. And so how many of those would you have in the course of a night if you were like going out?
2, 3.
2 or 3, okay.
Yeah.
I know, I told you they're gross. Okay, so we have, this one's a little hard to read, but I can do it. Okay. So when we talk about wine, remember we had up on the slide before, a serving size of wine is actually like 5 ounces. So let's just see where we're at here. that is 10. So pouring that much into a wine glass is actually 2 glasses of wine. So if you had 2 or 3, you would be having 4 to 6 glasses of wine. Again, just as a strategy, be aware. And so learning, and you can always invite them to try to re-pour, just so they can have a visual. That's especially helpful if you try to have them, a lot of people pick a solo cup. Trying to have them pour an actual shot into a solo cup without a shot glass, not easy. So sometimes people say that like these markings are there for like that's shots, that's wine, that's beer. It's not necessarily true. There's many different solo cups. Like the only way to tell for sure is to measure it. And I don't think people want to do that every time they buy a new brand of solo cup. But that's a myth. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right, so when you're doing this with students, you can invite as many of them up as you want. It's great to have different, you know, beer's a little easier because everyone I think kind of knows this is 16 ounce, but that's not one beer. Even that is not one beer. A beer is 12 ounces. So, but again, I think usually the most eye-opening is when they're pouring any kind of liquor. So, all right. Any questions about this part? Okay, that's a fun, and this is really skill building, again, research-based. One of the ways that we can help students stay safer, building skills around strategies if they're gonna choose to drink. Okay, so let's see okay, so this is a good time, you can